Hello everybody and welcome back to Full House Sports here with myself Charlie. And right before the video starts, please like, comment and subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated as I try to become a one-man sports news bandwagon. Now, I love when these nights happen. I love and hate them. Saturday night is an absolute boxing bonanza. There's no other word for it. I think there's 5 shows of note to talk about. So much going on, so many implications, so many intriguing, interesting fights to take in. And just a lot to talk about. I love it for that aspect. What I hate is the fact that there's so many show clashes as well. You know, in the UK, we've got Murtazaliev and Josh Kelly. We're also going to have Fran Hennessy, which I think it's fair to say that card has been weakened by the Adam Azim pullout, which I did speak about on a video before. But there's a lot to talk about, so I am going to go through the cards, hopefully one by one. I think the first place to start is in New York, which will take place on Sunday morning. Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, the Ring 6. What a fight. What a card and what a fight. Teofimo is... Do you know, I think when he's written off, he has a habit of pulling it out the bag. A lot of people are seeing boxing and saying there's only one win here and it will be clear. We said that when he fought Lomachenko, and part of me thinks that Teo likes being written off. You know, this is a guy who quite easily beat Josh Taylor, who's beat Vasyl Lomachenko. His fight against Arnold Barboza, I think, goes quite under the radar. Considering what Barboza, I went to the Barboza Catterall fight, and Barboza beat Jack Catterall, who we thought was going to be a world-level operator. Teofimo beat him really convincingly. I think the thing is that a lot of people, I do get it. I love Shakur as well. I remember watching him when he was up against, I think it was Jamel Herring and Oscar Valdez. And I remember thinking there, this guy's the next Floyd Mayweather. He is so slick. He is just, like I say, a really smooth defensive operator. I think there might be moments in the fight where he will face pressure because Teo's not going to go down without a fight. But you'd have to side with Shakur purely for that defensive skill set. And he does have a very good habit of engaging and then getting out of range. I don't think he's going to do with Teo what Teo wants him to do. And I think Shakur will probably win. I think this is probably his star-making performance. I think this will be the fight that announces him to America. And in that case, it's a huge night for him. The undercard is stacked as well. We've got Austin Ammo Williams fighting in the WBC middleweight, for the WBC middleweight title. Sorry, we've also got Keyshawn Davis fighting against Jermaine Ortiz up at super lightweight. We've got those fights going on in the undercard. We've also got the return of Jarrell Miller. Big Baby is back. He's fighting Kingsley Ipe. What can be said about him that hasn't already been said, really? He is, a drugs cheat who, in my opinion, shouldn't be fighting, but he is fighting. I think he'll win on Saturday and then potentially set up a huge fight with who knows who. Get himself in that mix and who knows who he'll be in the ring with. Going back to Teo and Shakur, it's a massive fight for American boxing as well. I think it's a genuine 2 stars of American boxing fighting at the mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden. And that is massive for boxing as a sport in America. The other thing with Shakur, I think, Teo's naturally the bigger guy, which I think may factor in on fight night. I don't know. I think Shakur probably will win this by a point decision, but I don't like the fact that everyone just wrote Teo off just as if it's a foregone conclusion. Before that, we have Bahram Murtazaliev versus Josh Kelly up in Newcastle. I'm excited about this fight, probably for the wrong reasons as a Brit, but I do think this is going to be Murtazaliev's coming out party, so to speak. Anyone who watched his performance against Tim Zhu will know this guy is a serious operator and he deserves a lot of credit. And I just think there's a lot of similarities here. Do you know actually what fight comes to mind? Is I remember when Sergey Kovalev came over here and fought Nathan Cleverly, and everyone sort of writ him off, and well, not writ him off, but thought, oh, how good is he really? And he destroyed Cleverly. I think Murtazaliev will do the same to Josh Kelly. And I like Josh Kelly. I don't like the fact that Eddie Hearn said he's already signed up for the Boots fight. Like, what on earth is that all about? But that's apparently what's being said. I mean, we'll overlook this guy, Bakram, at your peril. I think Bakram will win this 5th, 6th round stoppage. Just wear him down. Pressure. he's also a very good boxer, Murtazaliev. He's a very good amateur. That shouldn't be underrated. So I think he will beat Josh Kelly. Josh Padley's on that undercard as well, fight for the vacant EBU super featherweight title. I'd really like Josh Padley to do that. I watched his last fight against Reece Bellotti. He was on the Dave Allen undercard. It'd be a great story if he, took that Shakur fight, of course his fight later on that night, took it on such short notice, and it's really been the making of him, I think, and he deserves that European title. We've also got in America, well, not in America, sorry, Puerto Rico, Xander Zayas versus Abbas Barao. This is going under the radar, in my opinion. It's a unification fight at super welterweight, which, of course, background Murtazaliev and Josh Kelly is at. I mean, everyone keeps saying it, and I keep saying it as well as a box fan. Where is Top Rank's broadcast deal? But fair play, they're putting on a very good fight in Puerto Rico, in San Juan. That's going to be an absolute bear pit atmosphere, I would think, with Zayas returning there. Zayas reminds me, I don't know whether I want these words to leave my mouth, actually. Zayas reminds me a little bit of Miguel Cotto in terms of he's young enough to make a real impact and go through the weights. I think he'll beat Barao, but Barao's a good operator. I think he had a period, Barao, when he came over here, when he's European champion. He beat a few British fighters. I remember him fighting Macaulay McGowan over here, and he beat him quite convincingly. I think that was in Bolton where they fought. He's a slick operator. He spent a lot of his career on the road. He's a Gambian immigrant, I think, living in Germany. So he's done it the hard way, and it's fantastic that he's the world champion. I just think, though, this is for Zayas a huge night in Puerto Rico with those fans. What a night! Like I say, I don't know though what's going on with their broadcast deal, Top Rank. I know I saw some fighters are looking to get out of it. Obviously, Keyshawn Davis is on that Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez undercard against Jermaine Ortiz. Is he still with Top Rank, or is he left? If so, where's he going to go? There's a lot to digest with that Top Rank deal, with what's going on there. Zayas, though, like I say, young fighter, young world champion. Just got to be careful with him, Top Rank, not to rush him. But he will be looking, I think, at some of the fights around and going, yeah, I fancy a bit of that, especially maybe Boots. With Boots and Virgil Ortiz being up in that division. I mean, Zayas Ortiz, if we're not going to get Boots Ortiz yet, why not do Zayas Ortiz? That Puerto Rico-Mexico rivalry that has been, it's just got so much history behind it. There's a couple of other shows that I want to talk about, a couple of other cards, well, three actually. Again, it's mental how many fighters and boxing shows there are this weekend. It's going to be crazy as a fan. Zuffa has their second show on Sunday, Jose Valenzuela against Diego Torres. That, I think, will be a great fight. I'm actually really excited about one of the fights on that undercard. Whether I actually will be able to watch it, I don't know because of work, etc. But we're going to have Barchuk versus Butayev. I think that's a fantastic fight. Both of them very high-level amateurs. Barchuk we've seen on Saudi cards before. Butayev as well, lost, of course, to Israel Madrimov. I think them two will think a win will get them back into that picture. Well, I say that picture, but we don't know what's going on. And Gavonchik as well is on that undercard. Again, a guy with the light heavyweight division being, at the minute, I think, stalling. I think he will think a win there could get him back in the limelight. That's a good card. He's fighting Kalajic, who's, I guess, a bit of a gatekeeper at light heavyweight. We saw him against David Morrell before. We've also got William School against Jacob Bank. Do you know, a lot of people criticise School, and I get it, on the basis of what happened in the Canelo fight. Yes, he did run a lot, but Bank is a good fighter, and actually, I think this could be a good fight. That super middleweight division, I spoke about it on videos already concerning Canelo, it's not a mess. We saw Christian Mbili just elevated to WBC champion, but it is, at the moment, there's a lot of moving parts to it. A win there for either of them two will put them in a position for one of those titles potentially. Maybe the WBA, maybe School's old IBF. We don't know what's going on with Sulyagin and Iglesias. It's a huge fight, that contest. And Bank is an undefeated Dane. Dane's got a pretty good history at super middleweight, if anyone remembers Mikkel Kessler. So that will be a interesting one. And of course, it should go under the radar that Boxer do have the show going on the BBC. I have been an advocate of boxing on free-to-air TV. It's a real disappointment for Adam Azim because I was really excited to see him, especially with the Dalton Smith win the other week. This was going to be him laying down a marker. It's not happening. Fran Hennessy's main evented. Huge night for her. Yes, she gets a lot of criticism. Is she going to knock anyone out? Probably not. Is she going to shut the girl out? She's a very good boxer. Deserves to be said. And also on that card, a guy who I am excited to see, and I think a lot of people will be excited to see, is Greatest Krauts, because he is a Dutch light heavyweight who used to fight for GBM with Izzy Azif. Signed for Boxer Very strong puncher. I think could be a problem in that light heavyweight division. Could come over here and cause a few problems for a few of the domestic light heavyweights, especially with that division being as red hot as it is. But we'll have to wait and see. I think that's a huge night for him, and I hope people take away from that. I don't know which ones I'm going to watch. There's going to be too much going on. Probably just spend the whole of my weekend trying to catch up on it all. But it's a great night. It's a great weekend to be a boxing fan with so many moving parts, so many potentials. Yeah, 20 fighters you could name this weekend who would take part you're excited to see. That's the crazy thing. As always, guys, please like, comment and subscribe. This has been a long video, probably rabbiting on a lot, but there's so much going on. I'm trying to cover all sports from all angles. Thank you for sticking with me. I've been Charlie for Full House Sports. Have a great day.